You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, students from Junction come together to raise money to honor one of their own.
Also, a historic hotel announces an abrupt and permanent closure.
And we've got cloudy skies, eventually some scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling in, and possibly some strong storms later today. Look at all of that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. now on this Monday, June the 30th. And of course, last day of June, first day of July is tomorrow, which means the holiday is right around the corner.
Is.
Certainly feeling like summer out there.
Absolutely. Well, 5th and 6th grade summer school kids from Junction host a lemonade stand to honor their friend who passed away last summer.
KOAM's Mitch Adams visited the lemonade stand to find out more.
We just want to show that we can come together. You're never too young to change the world, and that a town like this is pretty amazing.
Summer school kids in Junction had a friendly lemonade stand competition. Not to raise money for a field trip or to help fund their school, but to donate to a charity in honor of their classmate. Sydney Weston passed away last summer due to Addison's disease.
She was funny, sweet, smart. She was a little cheeky and kind of fierce. A little cheeky though.
Instead of benefiting themselves,
And to see them be excited to donate and honor someone else, that can be hard for kids sometimes.
the kids decided to benefit something bigger than themselves.
I just hope that they are able to take away that we are honoring someone, that we want to raise awareness for Addison's disease, and we want to donate as much as we can to the National Adrenal Diseases Foundation.
In Junction, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The lemonade stand ended up raising almost $3,000.
And all the funds raised will go towards the National Adrenal Disease Foundation in honor of Sydney Weston. Talk about an incredible community, incredible kids to come together for their friend and raise this money. We've got rainy conditions out there. We're dry for now, but that will begin to change as we proceed through the morning into the afternoon. Quick look outside downtown Pittsburgh. There's those clouds. It certainly looks like it's going to rain, and eventually it will start again. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline still again have that flashing red light there, the four-way stop at 20th and Rangeline. So until they get out there and reset that signal, maybe avoid the intersection if you can, and if you can't, just be prepared to stop. And also just keep in mind, the more cars you start getting through here, the more problematic it can be as a four-way stop because then you start losing track of whose turn it is to go next. And so just be cautious this morning. All right, a few isolated showers right south of 54 here. We got some thunderstorms to our north, slowly drifting to the north. It's this activity that's now just to our west here. It's not severe. There have been some 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts with the line as it's proceeded east, and that may still be a possibility, maybe some 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts as it moves east. It's not surviving very well as a line of storms, but you can see we do have showers, thunderstorms just over a broad area associated with this, and that will continue to slowly push east-southeast and bring us at least some chances for some scattered showers and thunderstorms through the morning. Then as we head into the afternoon and really the evening, we do have the risk for maybe some stronger storms with some large hail and more so damaging wind gusts out there as we go into the evening hours. So roughly between, let's say, 5 and midnight looks to be our best window for some of these stronger storms. By noon, the complex to our west, here it is, continuing to slide east. Still not expecting anything too crazy with that. Scattered showers, thunderstorms fall in place behind it. And then after 5, here comes this line diving south. Now, Future Track is hinting at the possibility that we could get a bit of a Boeing segment with it. And if it does, that could amplify that damaging wind risk. That's something we want to watch. And they'll leave us with scattered showers and storms, some of them still strong, the low-grade severe through about midnight tonight. Quick look at those temperatures. 71 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh right now and around the region. Still some upper 60s in place, but again, starting to see a lot more of those low 70s building in across the area. As we go into the rest of our day, averaging about the mid-80s. Some of us, again, depending on the rain, the clouds may be a little warmer, maybe a little cooler, but about the mid-80s with a west breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll take a more in-depth look at our storm chances tonight, talk about how the rest of this week is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, an early morning shooting has left a man in the hospital and 4 people in the Crawford County Jail. The 911 call came in around 4 a.m. and directed Crawford County deputies to the Maple Tree Apartments. Deputies found 36-year-old Antoine Sams with a gunshot wound to his abdominal area. Deputies began to render aid and quickly secured the area. Sams was transported to the Girard Medical Center and later sent to another hospital to receive higher care. Detectives were able to quickly identify and detain 4 suspects. 61-year-old Ricky Burns Sr., 33-year-old Ricky Burns Jr., 34-year-old Cody Hammond, and 41-year-old Demetra Durden. All 4 are currently in the Crawford County Jail facing charges of felony interference with law enforcement. Burns Sr. is facing additional charges of attempted murder and possession of marijuana. Durden has also been charged with a felony and possession of a firearm. The incident is still under investigation. Wet and rainy conditions Saturday caused havoc on the road. Saturday morning, reports of an overturned vehicle on I-44 alerted first responders. The eastbound pickup hydroplaned at highway speeds and overturned. The female driver was transported to the hospital, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Metro Towing removed the crash pickup and traffic resumed normal conditions after about 60 minutes. An historic 4-state hotel has announced its permanent closure. The historic Reddings Mill Inn announced Friday they are closing permanently. The inn released a statement on social media stating in part, quote, "It is with heavy hearts that we announce Reddings Mill Inn is officially closed effective immediately. We want to thank each and every one of you who supported us over the years. It's been an honor to be a part of this community and to serve so many wonderful guests. Now, while this chapter is coming to a close, the memories we've made here will never be forgotten," end quote. This closing comes abruptly, even as recently as Friday. The hotel was announcing Thursday night was Ladies' Night. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. A firefighting response near an Idaho city turns into a deadly shooting scene. Idaho's governor called the attack heinous. Fox's Deborah Valentine has more on the early stages of the investigation.
Firefighters in northern Idaho were ambushed by a sniper while attempting to respond to a blaze in the mountains near Coeur d'Alene Sunday afternoon. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says at least 2 firefighters were killed and another was injured after enduring gunfire for several hours. Authorities say they found a man dead with a firearm nearby.
We believe that there was only one shooter.
The situation also caught many people in the crossfire.
So any civilians that were hiking during that time, we believe it's likely had they been injured, they would have came forward.
Multiple agencies responded to the scene in a situation that Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Knorr says is quite rare in these types of communities.
I can't say that I've seen it in a rural setting.
Well, a shelter-in-place order was lifted. Northern Lakes Fire Protection says the scene also remains a very active wildfire situation. Federal authorities also responded to the scene as FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino posted on X, quote, "FBI assets are headed to the scene in Coeur d'Alene to provide tactical and operational support." Meanwhile, local agencies are still working to piece together information about the shooting.
We do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional.
Nora says the operation is still expected to last multiple days. Deborah Valentine, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, the Byers Avenue Methodist Church's annual pie sale takes place this week. And later, a group of high schoolers look to change how we see prosthetics. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Liberal City Park. Well, the Byers Avenue United Methodist Church Pie Sale is taking place this week. We have Kathy Cowley and Debbie Van Winkle with us this morning to share how the proceeds go to help area organizations. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
The Pie Sale, once again, it's an annual tradition. Talk to me a little bit about, for those who might not know or it's new to them, what the Pie Sale is all about.
It's all about just sharing our pies that we make at our church with our community, and all the proceeds go to area missions. It all stays local. So that's what we're doing. We do it every year. We make over 1,000 pies usually every year. And here we go again. Every 4th of July, we do it.
Absolutely. Lots of work that goes into that. Briefly talk to me just a little bit about how it feels to, I mean, you put so much hard work into it and it benefits, you know, the area community. Talk to me what that means to you, especially putting in kind of that labor of love.
Yes. Well, we feel like it's our talent. So we want to do that and give that to not only the Lord, but to our community. So we learned how to make pies from our grandma a long time ago, and there's several ladies in the church that enjoy helping, and men. We got men there peeling apples, and we peel the apples, we squeeze the lemons, we make everything fresh and homemade. So it's just different and fun.
It's incredible. So let's talk pies. What kind of pies are available for people to purchase?
Well, this one is a coconut meringue pie. So there's coconut pudding on the inside. The puddings are all homemade. It's not like a Jell-O box of pudding. Nothing bad with Jell-O, but it's not. We start with our milk and away we go, you know, with all the stuff. So this is just an example of a coconut, and we want you all to enjoy that today.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah. The other kinds, you want to go?
We have some frozen pies as well.
Sure.
We have apple and cherry, so you can buy them baked or frozen. You can put them in your freezer and bake them for Thanksgiving or 4th of July or whatever, whenever you want. And we have not this size only, we have the smaller size. So they do have to be pre-ordered. So there's no walk-ins.
No walk-ins at all. Of course, people do have to order these. When is the deadline to order these? I know that pickup is going to be the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th.
Right. Well, you know, I like to let as many order that can, but we have a limit. So, you know, I would say the deadline would be the day before.
Of course.
When you order on the website, if it's closed for that day, you can always order the next day or the next day. So
and we do have. We didn't go through all the kinds, but we have coconut, chocolate, banana, lemon. Those are meringue or cream.
Delicious.
Pecan, pumpkin, peanut butter, French silk, and a chocolate cream, and then of course the apple and cherry. And we do have a sugar-free pie. It's a sugar-free apple pie, and that's the only sugar-free we have.
Okay, you can't go wrong with any of those. Now, of course, you mentioned the online form to order from. Where can folks find that?
Yes, at our website, it's byersavumc.org.
Wonderful.
And it's real easy.
Yeah, perfect. All right, well, thank you so much for being with us once again. Good luck on this year. This looks fabulous as always. Thanks so much, ladies. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up now at 7:18 on this Monday morning. Got these storms to our north. They are slowly drifting north, very slowly. Got a few showers out there, and we have a new shower that's gone up here in Cherokee County. Nothing too crazy expected through the morning hours. We will get, at least eventually, well, let me just press this button here and it'll do it for me. Additional scattered showers and storms. From this activity, it's off to our west. It's slowly pushing east-southeast. So again, with this, as it continues to kind of weaken a bit, not everybody necessarily will get rain from it, but we'll at least get scattered showers and storms as it tries to push on through. And it may eventually push this activity, because you can see as this is drifting north, but then it's got this coming at it, may eventually push some of that down into our region as well. But again, nothing significant expected this morning. It's going to be this afternoon, really into the evening, that we have the chance for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms. Again, no risk areas highlighted for tornadoes at this point, which is fantastic. But we do have a hail risk and an isolated wind risk out there as well. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Looking at the data so far this morning, the greater concern, I think, is going to be with the potential for some damaging winds. And there's at least a possibility that that risk might be increased if the following scenario takes place. So let's look at the future track. By noon, shower storms that are out to our west this morning should be rolling through the east. It'll leave behind some scattered showers and storms behind it. Future track has been hinting at this. It's not a guarantee by any means, but it's been hinting at these storms. So between 5 and midnight, by the way, is going to be our window for these stronger storms. But it's suggesting that we could get this line start diving south as we head into the evening. And if that happens, future track is showing that it develops a bit of a bowing feature to it. If it gets that bowing feature, that would increase the damaging wind potential, especially along that point, if that takes place. So it's something we do want to watch. It's not a guarantee. It's definitely going to get the storms, but that particular scenario is not a guarantee. It's just a possibility. We'll get additional thunderstorm development across southeast Kansas that'll eventually push into northeastern Oklahoma and into our southern counties, and that's why that severe risk, or at least that low-grade severe risk at this point, will continue through at least midnight and maybe an isolated scattered storm after midnight between then and, say, 3 a.m., but we're not expecting anything severe with that. Once we roll into our Tuesday, skies will become partly cloudy. We got a bit of a northerly breeze, and temperatures will begin warming up a bit for us tomorrow as we'll start to see a few more of the mid-80s across the region. We're looking to average the mid-80s today, but again, the cloud cover, the rain chances, all of that's going to play a big part in who gets a little warmer and maybe who stays a little cooler for today. But with the sunshine returning tomorrow, we'll start to see all of us get into that opportunity for some warmer weather. We go into Wednesday, and that warming trend will continue as we'll eventually climb. We'll see a lot more of those mid to upper 80s out there, and the temperatures continue to rise heading into the 4th of July holiday. All right, cloudy skies out there. We've got scattered storm chances. Go ahead and throw those in there from that activity that's out there this morning to our west and some of what might develop ahead of it. Mid-70s by 8, low 80s by 11. And again, an average of the mid-80s. But again, some of you get a little more sunshine, maybe a little warmer, closer to 90. Some of you socked in with clouds most of the day, may only make, say, 81, 82. We'll have west winds at 5 to 10. Our window for stronger storms between 5 and midnight. And then maybe a couple of lingering showers or storms after midnight, back to the mid-60s. Drying out, as I mentioned, for Tuesday, Wednesday, pop-up storm chances into the holiday weekend. But as you can see, they're going to be very isolated chances, so you don't need to cancel your plans. Just have a dry place for yourself, your friends, family, the grill, the fireworks, just in case one of those pop-up storms shows up. And temperatures climbing into the low 90s. That's Check Your Forecast. We'll be back with more right after this. Well, it's estimated that around 2 million Americans are living with limb loss, like an amputated hand, foot, leg, or arm. And most people rely on some sort of prosthetic limb to function.
But while these prosthetics available are good, they're not perfect. Now, that inspired a trio of Texas high school students to make a better prosthetic. And as Bo Evans found out, it was for one of the best reasons.
Sam Skotnikov, Chanyoung Kim, and Ishan Dev Prashan have spent the better part of the last 18 months building this.
It's a mind-controlled bionic leg.
You heard him right, a prosthetic leg you can control with your brain.
We started with paper cups and hot glue and servo.
Using this headset, a person can make the leg move and walk.
It's a multi-node headset, records the actual electrical frequencies of the brain.
It can also move in ways other prosthetics on the market can't.
That can adapt to different terrains,
which has massive implications for people who need prosthetic limbs. But they didn't build this to help millions of amputees. They wanted to help one of their friends.
I've had 3 open heart surgeries. I have scoliosis. I am missing a rib on my right side. I was not expected to live for the first 24 hours of my life.
Aiden Ballinger has been fighting for his life since day one. Staying alive was #1 on his priority list. Walking may have been #2. Finding friends?
No, I did not think I would have friends like this.
Friends who build you a brand new leg straight out of a science fiction movie.
And I thought down, and then the leg went down, and then I thought up, and the leg went up. And I'm like, okay, this is insane.
The boys won a $50,000 scholarship from the Regeneron International Science Fair, hosted by the Society of Science. But they didn't do it for the money or to win a contest.
And these kids, it just surprised me on how much they could put into this.
They did it for their friend.
Well, prosthetic legs can cost anywhere from a few thousand to more than $100,000.
Wow.
That's a pretty pricey build there, but innovations in technology, you know, things will continue to improve. And unrelated but related, first DVD player I bought was almost $200, and it could play DVDs, and that was all it could do. Now you can get them for like $40, and they can connect to Wi-Fi and pilot an aircraft and let your kids know when it's bedtime. You know, and so technology changes, things improve, prices should improve as well.
Coming up, your prescriptions could put you at risk of a heat-related illness. We'll have the latest.
And not having to deal with as much heat today, thanks to the clouds and the rain, but it will return as we get closer to the 4th of July. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. An LGBTQ plus pride event took place in the small town of Chanute, Kansas, Saturday afternoon. The Follow the Rainbow Pride celebration lets local LGBTQ people mingle and enjoy food and drinks. Also, a part of the celebration is remembering the history of Gilbert Baker, a Chanute native who designed the first rainbow pride flag.
This took months and months of planning, multiple phone calls to vendors, working with our city officials, working with the police department, having amazing sponsors like Kay's Place, Outsiders, and the Hangout. We've really built a really good foundation for ourselves for next year to do Pride again.
Kay's Place served a specialty drink in honor of Pride, named the Gilbert after the Pride flag founder. DJs were also set up playing music for people on Main Street. And roads in historic downtown Neosho are blocked off Saturday afternoon as crews got ready for the city's annual Celebrate Neosho event. The all-day celebration showcases the best of Southwest Missouri, from early morning walks in Brick Spring Park and local farmers market shopping to live music, food, games, and more. The courthouse square transitioned to foot traffic only, with vendors, food trucks, and local businesses ready to welcome crowds.
So my favorite part of the event is just seeing everyone come out to the square and join in on a great activity that has been long-standing in our community.
Event organizers hope events like this one help strengthen local connections and foster a stronger sense of community in Neosho. And Drywood Gulch Fireworks Stand brings the boom to the small town of Deerfield, Missouri. Their firework extravaganza celebrates Independence Day by bringing in food trucks, vendors, and a beer garden. The fireworks stand had a large fireworks show after dark, with the show lasting around 45 minutes.
When we first started, it was a smaller show, and the show is just built bigger every year. I know this year over 350 cakes, and probably, I'd say 700 artillery will be going off.
The extravaganza took place in the parking lot at Emery's Truck Stop in Deerfield. The family-friendly event had something for people of all ages, from bounce houses to fire trucks. Let's head over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got cloudy skies out there this morning, as you can see with our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. We're starting to see a few more showers out there. And a quick traffic note. They've got the signal at 20th and Range Line reset. So if you haven't headed that way yet, but you got to, you should be good to go. So some good news there, but still cloudy from the MoDOT camera there as well. Scattered showers beginning to fill in spots, and maybe some rumbles of thunder. We're not expecting much this morning. And then we've got this activity to our west that will continue to slowly push to the east. You can also see it's not overly organized anymore, but still could get some scattered showers and storms through the morning. Later today, though, we do have that chance for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms, with some hail risk in the southern half of our area, and the risk for some damaging wind gusts. And in all honesty, at this point, I think the greatest concern will be with those damaging wind gusts. All right, by noon, Future Track shows what's out there to our west now, and what we get this morning. Still on the eastern side, moving on out, leaves behind a few scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms out there, and then after 5, between 5 and midnight, we get this line of storms. Future Track again hinting that maybe we get a bowing feature out there. And if we do, that would enhance that damaging wind risk, but that's a maybe. We'll see how it plays out. And then we also get additional development of more showers and storms on the west side and south side of this thing, which is why our severe risk will run through about midnight tonight for the area. All right, 71 in Joplin right now, 70 in Pittsburgh and across the area. Temperatures, again, a couple of upper 60s, still trying to hang on out there, but most of us now into the low 70s. We're going to average highs about the mid 80s, but on that map you just saw, our 15 county area, some of us may get a little more sunshine, some of us may get more clouds, so could be a little warmer, a little cooler, but about the mid 80s out there, and a west breeze 5 to 10. We'll take another look at those thunderstorm chances for today, and we'll talk about how the 4th is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. The first heat wave has soared in less than a week after the official start of the season. While at least one heat-related death was confirmed, experts are asking you to take a look at your medications to see if you're at a higher risk for heat-related illnesses. Fox News correspondent Alexis McAdams has the story.
The first major heat wave of the season has hit, and temperatures soared to triple digits in parts of the eastern United States.
We got like neck coolers, hat coolers, plenty of water.
Even though the heat wave broke and more mild seasonal temperatures have moved in, experts warn some people are more at risk for heat-related illnesses, like those who take some over-the-counter drugs and common prescriptions need to watch out. Some medicines can interfere with our body's ability to really effectively cool down in the extreme heat. Stimulants for ADHD, blood pressure meds, and other heart medications can increase the risk of heat-related illnesses.
Some of the warning signs when we start having an interaction between heat and our medications are a lot of the symptoms from heat-related illnesses like exhaustion and heat stroke.
You can continue taking the medications, but experts say there are ways to minimize your risks.
Focusing on 3 things. It's rest, shade, and hydration.
And it's not just about the temperature.
It's about the heat index. It's also about the air quality.
Over-the-counter allergy medications can contribute to heat-related illnesses, so patients have to weigh the medicine's effect and its side effects.
Because as there's more allergens in the air, people will take more over-the-counter medications and can run into unexpected troubles.
So when should you seek medical attention here? Well, that would be when symptoms are persistent or if they turn severe, like causing a person to collapse or even pass out. Reporting in New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Let's look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A beekeeper in California is working to show the importance of bees. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Liberal City Park. In Consumer Watch, hot dogs, watermelon, a good barbecue, and fireworks, all things you might associate with the 4th of July. But how do those spectacular displays that light up the sky actually work? Well, Fox News' correspondent CB Cotton has more from New York.
The biggest firework holiday in the U.S. is quickly approaching.
I don't think there's an American alive who can think of the 4th of July without thinking about fireworks.
But how do the colors, sparkles, and sounds come about? Chemistry professor Marcy Towns says the anatomy of a firework is key to its explosion.
You have a tube that the charge goes down into, and there's a fuse, and you ignite the fuse. When the fuse burns down, it hits a black powder charge that propels the firework up into the sky.
While fireworks can change colors based off the chemical composition it's made up of, some are harder to create than others.
If you see a beautiful yellow firework, which is pretty common, that has sodium in it. Blue is the hardest color to make. It has copper compounds in it.
Nearly all of the components needed to make up a firework, including aerial shells, paper rockets, and sparkly fountains, are imported from China. But with the ongoing trade fight between the U.S. and China, it's sparked uncertainty on whether next year's displays will skyrocket in price.
In 2025, the consumers will largely pay what they paid last year but we will not escape it if the trade war continues and the tariffs continue through into 2026.
The fireworks industry is closely watching those tariffs in preparation for next year's Independence Day when the U.S. turns 250 years old. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Now to look at Consumer Watch this morning, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Coming up on 7:44 right now, and we've got some scattered showers, eventually maybe even some rumbles of thunder starting to work into parts of the area, especially along and east of 69. And then back to the west, we're keeping an eye on this activity. It's continuing to kind of fizzle out, but some of it may still make its way into our western counties as we go through the morning. And if it holds, again, nothing strong or severe, but could bring some scattered showers and storms to the rest of the area through the morning. Now, earlier it was severe, but you could see how quickly it died out this morning as it kind of joined in with all this other activity, but it is still trying to track east. We got these little showers up here trying to just kind of slowly drift off to the north, and of course, new shower development taking place along and east of 69. We do have the chance for some strong to potentially low-grade severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, really between 5 p.m. and midnight. We do have a hail risk in our southern counties, and we have a damaging wind risk across a little more of the area. And really, looking again at the latest trends and data, I think the wind is going to be the greater concern. And things very likely will change, but we're going to show you one scenario that could make the winds a little more of a concern. So by noon, some of us clearing out, which is why we're averaging highs in the mid-80s today, but some of us, especially if we get some sunshine out west, you may end up making it a little closer to 90, where those of us who are socked in with a little more cloud cover, a little more shower activity, may only make the mid-80s or even some low 80s. By 5, here comes these thunderstorms. We'll have scattered storms this afternoon ahead of this, and then we'll have to see exactly how this plays out. Future track is suggesting, it's a little obscured by some other shower activity on this layer, but it's suggesting maybe a bow tries to form on the leading edge of this thing as it dives to the south with this complex. If that happens, that would amplify that damaging wind risk a little, but it's an if. It's one possibility. Otherwise, we'll also get additional strong to low-grade severe thunderstorm development across parts of southeastern Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma, stretching into our southern counties south of I-44 on the Missouri side. Overnight, again, between midnight and 3, an isolated shower or thunderstorm will still be possible. Nothing severe expected with that activity. And as we head into our Tuesday, it'll start to clear out a bit, dry out. We'll have a nice northerly breeze, temperatures a hair warmer, and a little more sunshine for us out there. As we head into our temperatures for tomorrow, not too different from today, but I think it won't be as wide of a variance as we're possibly looking at today. We'll see a lot more of us low mid 80s across the area, so a little bit on the warmer side than compared to today for a lot more of us as well. As we head into Wednesday, though, we continue with partly cloudy skies. We also continue the warming trend. Eventually, we'll see a lot more of those mid to upper 80s starting to take place across the region, and those temperatures will continue to warm as we head into the upcoming holiday weekend. All right, so we got cloudy skies out there, bit of a dreary day, still leaving up those scattered storm chances, so maybe not everybody sees rain this morning, but at least some of us will have some shower and thunderstorm activity. Mid-70s to start, low 80s by 11. And again, remember, depending on what kind of sunshine you see, how much cloud cover, rain, etc., you might be a little warmer than the mid-80s. You might be a little cooler than the mid-80s out there. We'll have that west breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Between 5 and midnight, that opportunity for some strong to potentially low-grade severe thunderstorms will be there. After midnight, again, an isolated or widely scattered shower or thunderstorm be possible back into the mid-60s. Warming up, as I mentioned, Tuesday, Wednesday, back into the low 90s heading into the holiday weekend. We have those pop-up storm chances out there, but you can see overall those chances very low. So again, do not cancel your holiday plans. Just got to make sure you've got a dry spot for yourself, your friends, family, the fireworks, the grill, whatever the case may be, just in case one of those showers or storms pops up in your area. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
A female-run beekeeping service is turning rooftops and backyards into buzzing hives of pollination and purpose.
The so-called Hive Tribe shows Los Angeles just how powerful and practical it can be to host your hive. Nick Zekovic reports.
It's a great place to have beehives in an urban environment where you don't have a whole lot of space.
The Hive Tribe are proving you don't need acres of land to welcome bees.
Might not look like it from down here, but there are tens of thousands of bees on top of this house.
We've got a little apiary up here with just about 4 hives.
We use pine needles. It smells like campfire. I love it. I used to work at Panda Express and I smelled like orange chicken when I went home, so this is better than that.
They've come to this client's home to conduct a routine hive check.
We're looking in the hive, we're monitoring for health, diseases or pests, checking for queen health. Beautiful, really.
And each jar of honey they harvest, preserving nature's magic.
When you buy honey in a supermarket, it's not the same as coming from your own backyard. So it's pretty amazing to be able to just watch the process of how your food is made. From nothing to seeing the bees collecting it and building it, and then to be able to harvest it.
The bees buzz in a frenzy, but not in anger. So I am absolutely surrounded by bees, but I'm covered head to toe. But you guys are working without any gloves. You're not worried about getting stung?
No, so it is therapeutic to go into the beehive, and you kind of have to be pretty calm. Otherwise, your movements are going to be a little bit joltier. So you have to be intentional with your movements. And this is a great way to kind of slow down.
It's not just honey. The garden below, it's thriving thanks to these tiny workers.
Beneficial to your neighborhood, to your own garden. I mean, a lot of our clients, they have like an apple tree or an avocado tree that they want to pollinate, and they want to get honey. Those bees will really help with that.
In essence, the bees help the garden and the garden helps the bees. It kind of creates this really cool ecosystem smack in the middle of the city. Helping city folk feel a little more connected to nature.
Caring for bees and seeing their relationship with the environment around them, it really helps to connect us, especially in LA, I think. You know, people want to be connected to their environment.
Certainly
cool,
unique,
yeah.
bringing bees to an urban setting, which
Awesome
is
to
important
see.
as
Yes.
well. Well, you do have some scattered showers out there. Eventually, a few rumbles of thunder will be possible. Nothing strong or severe expected this morning. This activity is weakening off to our west, but may try and bring a few additional scattered showers, a few rumbles of thunder out there for us this morning. And then as we head into the, say, 5 p.m. to midnight range, we do have that chance for maybe some large hail with some stronger storms and perhaps some damaging wind gusts. So on to the future track. By noon, we've got the showers, thunderstorms, again, beginning to slide east. Back behind it, we'll get new development. And then here we are at 5 o'clock. We get this line of storms coming through. And again, some of these could be strong, potentially severe, with additional development late this evening back to the west. So that's why, again, this risk really runs from 5 p.m. through about midnight. As we head into our Tuesday, skies begin to clear. We're partly cloudy, a hair warmer, but the warming trend continues into the upcoming 4th of July holiday. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Crawford County deputies were called to the Maple Tree Apartments in Girard early yesterday morning, where they found Antoine Sams suffering from a gunshot wound. Sams was transported to the Girard Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. 4 suspects were detained within the hour and are currently being held at the Crawford County Jail. The historic Reddings Mill Inn announced Friday they are closing permanently. The inn released a statement on social media giving thanks to all of their supporters over the years. This closing comes abruptly, even as recently as Friday. The hotel was announcing that Thursday night was ladies' night. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, scattered showers and storms possible through the morning and into the afternoon. Highs averaging the mid-80s. Remember, some of you may be a little warmer, some a little cooler, depending on clouds and rain coverage and everything. Between 5 and midnight, some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms will be possible, with hail and damaging winds being the primary concern. A couple of those may linger after midnight, and then we'll start to clear out and warm up. Mid-80s for us on our Tuesday, upper 80s by Wednesday, cruising into the low 90s for the 4th of July weekend. And again, pop-up storm chances out there, but nothing major, so don't cancel your plans. Just have a backup place in case it starts to rain.
All right. Well, the world-famous Greasy Pole contest was held last Friday at St. Peter's Fiesta in Massachusetts. Contestants attempt to scamper across a slippery 45-foot telephone pole to grab a flag at the end.
The winner of the contest on Friday afternoon was Joey Kyles. Okay. Subsequent rounds take place Saturday and Sunday. The winners are paraded around town waving the flag that they captured. That is not going to, I mean, I can't swim as it is, but that is, nope. If it was one of those big inflatable things you can land on, I might try it. But otherwise,
disaster waiting
to
happen.
Hazard for
Looked
sure.
like it was disaster.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious how somebody managed to actually win.
How about that?
Oh, well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.